live. Dave's drinking cocktails on the beach in Cancun still this week. So we got the Tim and Tom show again for a NFC South Thursday night football showdown in Atlanta between the Bucks and Falcons. Today's podcast, as always, is presented by Props.Cash. We 100% could not do what we do without Props.Cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, use code PTM at sign up to get 25% off your first month. And a quick shout out to the PTM Discord. Get all our VIP picks by joining today using the same PTM discount code. What's going on, Tim?
Man, we're just dealing with difficulties over here. How do I sound?
It sounds a little scratchy to me, and it looks like we might not be up live on X. Give me 1 second. Bear with us here if you're listening live.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't think we're up there.
Yeah, we're not. No,
What the hell?
what's going on here?
How's the internet being dumb today?
I see we're live on
Atlanta.
YouTube, but we're not live.
Atalanta is coming through with our goals, so that's good. While you're looking, if people can hear me,
What was that?
Pochettino. I said Pochettino, the new coach for the U.S. men's national team, released his lineup. So that's kind of fun if you're into the soccer.
No. All right, let's try to run through this. We're live on YouTube. For some reason, it's not. We're not live on X. Not sure why. A lot of technical difficulties this morning here.
Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on.
Should we just go and I can try to upload it to X later?
Let's do one more restart and see if we can't get it, and then I'm good to just run with it because I'd really love that for you there. What do you think?
I can barely hear you, Tim.
Damn it, dude. I don't know what else I can change. I could do it from my thing without the recorder. That'll probably sound like shit though. How about now? Is it getting louder? If I turn this up, or is it just worse?
Now you're cutting in and out there. Let's see if we got any comments on YouTube here. We are live. Let's see if any comments that people can hear us. We got a good afternoon, fellas. Let's see. Oh, they're saying they can hear you. So maybe it's a something on my end here.
It's a Tom issue. Sorry, buddy. Almost.
All right. I need to restart my computer or something. You can hear both of us loud and clear. All right. Let's try this. I'm having a little trouble hearing Tim, but let's see what we can do here. Let's pull up the Props.Cash screen and make the best of this situation. All right, here we go. Props.Cash. Boom. Share. Can we see that?
We can see it.
We could see it. All right. All right. Let's real quick. We got Tampa Bay going into Atlanta. The line is Atlanta -1.5. Over under is 43.5 points. You got always good games between these two NFC South teams. Atlanta just played New Orleans last weekend, so back-to-back division games, always interesting. I got a few things I like from this game. You have someplace you want to start?
I think you're fine with the quarterbacks. I think we both like Kirk Cousins to be slinging it, to be down a little bit, need to come back. I think we both like Baker with his legs, but yeah, let's start with the quarterbacks. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you a little bit. So if I don't respond to something you say, it's because I didn't hear what you what you said. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So
How
we
do you
have
feel
some
about
nice
Kirk
matchups
Cousins
for the
yards?
quarterbacks. I can run through them real quick. Just some of the trends we're seeing through 4 games. Um,
Mhm.
Both Atlanta and Tampa Bay are tied for the 6th most completions to opposing quarterbacks. So pretty good on both ends. That's averaging 23 and a half completions per game. But you have a little difference in terms of attempts. So while they both are ranked 6th in terms of completions, Tampa Bay's defense has allowed the 5th most attempts, whereas Atlanta's has allowed the 14th most attempts. So much higher percentage for Tampa Bay. A little bit different in terms of the pressure that these defenses are putting on the quarterbacks. Tampa Bay's defense has the 5th highest quarterback pressure rate this season, whereas Atlanta has the 2nd lowest quarterback pressure rate. So we could see Baker Mayfield having some extra time, maybe to pass the ball with some low pressure rates from Atlanta. And then, interestingly, I have a feeling this might be where Tim Trad is going. Atlanta and Tampa Bay have allowed the number 1 and number 2 most quarterback rushing attempts, most quarterback rushing yards, and Tampa Bay has allowed 4 quarterback rushing touchdowns, which is number 1, and Atlanta has allowed 3 quarterback rushing touchdowns, which is number 2. So a lot of quarterback rushing on both sides of the ball here. We got one quarterback who likes to run. We got another who I don't even think they have lines for. Where are you at on this one, Tim?
You can get Baker Mayfield 10.5 rushing yards on a few books. He's jumped to 11.5 on some others. FanDuel took him down entirely. He had 10 yards against Philly, but like you said, Atlanta allows 36 rushing attempts against them per game. His rushing attempts line is 3.5. He had 4 against Philly for 10 yards. He had 5 against Detroit and 3 against Washington. So just like we did with Jared Goff, that led to a lot of sadness when we broke even on that one. I think an attempts and a yards as individual plays work really well. I mean, it's plus money at 3.5, and then if you can find a 2.5 or a 3+, I'm pretty okay with that. Can you hear all that? It's basically just
I know
delays
you're on
Baker
his rushing
Mayfield.
attempts, but yeah,
Attempts and yards. I like attempts and yards in this.
attempts and yards. Yeah, I
Yes.
was on his yards. FanDuel. Let's see, is it still FanDuel? It was nice giving it to us. Yeah, 9.5 still on
Oh
FanDuel.
shit. Yeah, go bet that right now.
Minus 113. Yeah, 3 or 4 games. He had no attempts in that game against Denver. So
Look at his head-to-head.
and the head-to-head.
There was a big one and a weird one. So I understand I think this is why the yardage is lower. If that was like a 30 and a 15, we'd be getting at like 17.5. So I feel like we're getting a little value based on that down game. And they allow, like I said, 36 attempts per game. That's an insane amount of rush attempts.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so I love this. Yeah, Baker to get 10 plus rush yards. I also, the anytime touchdown for him is also very tempting. You see, where is it? Right there. He had 1 in that game in Atlanta last season. This season, he's had 2 in the last 3 games, 1 against Philly. If you look, he had 3 red zone rush attempts against Philly last week. And if we look here, quarterbacks against Atlanta, Taysom Hill ran 2 in last weekend. Jalen Hurts has run 1 in. So I don't know. We're feeling at plus 700, I think it was. Yeah. We're feeling a little sprinkle on a Baker anytime touchdown.
Absolutely.
All right.
I love it. You were texting me about it earlier, and I was like, yeah.
Yes.
I'm all in on this. You know I love a quarterback rush. Did you hear when I was talking about Jared Goff? Could you hear me?
I can't really hear you.
Damn it, dude. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Well, if you're watching the show, we bet Jared Goff over 1 rushing yard and over 1.5 attempts in the last game. One was plus money, the other was minus 109. So if you took them both individually and he got the 2 kneel downs, which we talked about in the original tweet, you would then break even. And if he gets 2 attempts, even if one's a kneel down, one's in a 5-yard rush, we hit them both. So take Baker the same way. And then don't yell at me on Twitter when I give you a free play and one of them hits, the other one doesn't, and they break even. Be smart about it. Don't do a 55 leg parlay and add this as the last leg. Play one straight because it's minus 113 at 9.5, and then play the other one either 2.5 or 3.5 straight at plus money. And then one hits, you're either positive, both hits, we have a great night, or we can kind of break even. So it's a little bit of insurance on it. Kneel downs if you win, all that stuff. So be smart when you bet these. Don't throw 85 plays into a parlay and they get angry when it misses. That's my PSA for today. We had a lot of sadness in the comments of the Jared Goff rush, and it ended up working out. So I love that with Baker. And if he scores, that's even more fun. But make one single bet of his rushing, one single bet of his rushing attempts, and then party from there. That's just want to be clear about that. I'm done ranting.
All right.
You can take over.
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh man, it was very good.
So messed up.
Sucks.
All right, I guess we'll keep trying to go. I don't know. I apologize to everyone here. My other play on the quarterback side, and then we'll move on, is Kirk Cousins passing yards. So he's 227. It's up to 228 now. On FanDuel, it was 227 earlier. Over in his last 3 games, just squeaking over there, averaging 236. If you look against Tampa Bay last season, he had 344. He's actually, we can't pull this up on Props.cash, but he's been surprisingly good on Thursday Night Football on short rest, which you wouldn't necessarily expect with an older quarterback. If we look back to his games on Thursday Night Football, just since he became the Vikings quarterback, so that was in 2018, in 5 Thursday Night Football games, he's averaged 27 completions, 38 attempts, 317 yards, and 2.5 touchdowns. In 5 games, that's 3 touchdowns, 0, 2, 3, and 4. And if you look, the only quarterbacks to have played Tampa Bay so far we had Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, and Jaden Daniels. I think Jared Goff's really the only comp on that list to Kirk Cousins. He threw for 307 in that game on a line of 268.5. So 228.5. I like what he's done on Thursdays historically. I think this is a good spot for him. He dropped 344 last season. So that is where your recording has stopped. Okay. I don't know what's going on here.
I switched over to the YouTube so I could comment the stuff, and I'm putting them in the chat here. Can you see it?
There we go. Can you hear me or no?
I can hear you. You sound scratchy, but I can hear you.
This is brutal. Yeah. Getting some error message and refresh and rejoin from
maybe we just don't do it, or maybe we just record it and post it.
Pull the plug.
Yeah, there's only 4 people watching, and I feel there's 7 people watching. We're gonna record. I'm setting the comments. We're gonna record this and just send it because it's too hard to communicate without being able to hear each other. Yeah, let's pull the plug.
Yeah. All right.
Let's just record.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
Damn it.
Right.